Each deal is different and you will run into situations, but you have to take that risk. I started out with real estate wholesaling, closing deals, and now we're working on passive income. I'm proud, as the investor that's able to turn these deals here at one of the projects that we wholesaled. But in the meantime, while they were talking negativity, I was already writing a contract to get this one sold. I first came through here, everything was still smoldering. Expand your thinking, good quality leads with an equity position. It's not something that you do overnight. It takes time. Hey guys, what's up? Hey, this week I want to talk about something that was brought to my attention and something that we faced actually last week when we was doing this. What I want to talk about today is the buyer's walkthrough. So we all know, hopefully once you get to the point where you have a property under contract and you say, hey, you know what? I have a buyer's list. I want to get my buyers through the property. How should I do this? How should I facilitate this the right way without, basically raising a lot of red flags with your seller and everything like that? So there's some key things that I want to go over to make sure you secure your buyers getting through the property, everything going off without a hitch, without your seller getting concerned. Because believe me, sometimes your buyers can try and backdoor you and your sellers can try and backdoor you. So these 7 things I want to go over real quick because this is something that we had to do on last week. Again, got the property under contract, sent it out to the buyers list, had a ton of buyers there, but we had to do these things first. So one, we had to communicate this with the buyer. We had to communicate this with the seller. When we was putting the property under contract, we always informed the seller that 1, we have partners on our deals, 2, that our contractors and everything like that need to come through and view the property. So full disclosure, we let them know up front, that we have partners that we partner with on these deals and they're going to want to come through and walk through the property. That way they know, hey, during that inspection period, people are going to need to come through and view the property. That eliminates some of that concern that your sellers have when they say, hey, you know what, who are all of these people coming through to see the property, and everything like that. I know a lot of people say, hey, just tell them it's your contractors, which is true. A lot of buyers just sitting there contractors, but sometimes you just want to do things with integrity and want to be upfront. So yes, you want to say it's your partners on the deal and your contractors. So you want to communicate that with your seller up front when you guys are signing the contract. 2, you want to make sure you promote the property to line up your buyers. So once you get that property under contract, you want to shoot that out to your buyers list. You want to put that on Postlets. I don't know if people still put them on Craigslist, but you want to put it on Postlets, and investor networks, social media sites, Facebook, things like that. So you want to promote that contract as soon as possible so you can really get some interest in the property. Next, you want to line up as many buyers as possible. So you want to create that open house frenzy. So you want to say, hey, you know what, we're going to be able to go through the property, on Tuesday at 6 p.m. If you're interested, show up at that time. And the reason why you want to do that for a couple of reasons. 1, you don't want 1 or 2 buyers saying, yeah, can I come out on Tuesday? And then someone said, well, I need to come out on Wednesday and then Thursday, because you're making it inconvenient for your seller. And then that will really raise some red flags for your seller. Again, how many times do I have to show people the property? How many times, you're going to have your plumber come through or your electrician or something like that? So that's 1. You want to lower that level of how many times you go through the property. And then 2, you want to create that interest. If you have 8 or 9 buyers there, then you can always say when somebody submit an offer, hey, you know what, you need to come with your best offers. You see we had, 8 to 10 people at the property. People really have a lot of interest in that property. So you need to come with it, if you want to secure this deal. So that's the next thing. So then finally, next you want to prep your buyers. You want to let your buyers know, hey, this is an open house. You'll be walking through. The seller may or may not be there. If you have any questions, direct them directly to me or one of your associates. So you want to make sure that either you or your team member is there, because again, you don't want your buyers to try and circumvent or go around you and try and deal directly with the seller and say, hey, you know what, I'll be willing to give you a little bit more, if you work directly with me. So you definitely want to prep your buyers and make sure you have, a team member there and your buyers are communicating only with either you or your team member. Okay? Then next, number 5, you want to show your buyers and partners the most intriguing part of the house. So what is going to sell this property besides the numbers? Is it a large backyard? Is it, how spacious the kitchen is? Is it, hey, you can knock down this wall and open this up, so on and so forth. On this particular deal, our thing was the basement. We had to make sure and sell our buyers on the basement, in certain areas. For it to be a legal basement where you can finish it out, it have to be a certain height and depth. So that's one of the things I had to do, and my partner had to do, was make sure, hey, the basement is full, is finished, it meets the legal height requirements. You can do whatever you want to do with this basement to increase square footage to the house. Okay, so you want to make sure you show your buyers the most intriguing part of the property. Then 6, you want to be prepared. Don't show up to the open house late. You can't have buyers there knocking on the door and your seller answers the door and you're not prepared, you're not there. So you want to be on time. And then also you want to have some key things. You want to have a tape measure. Like I said, in certain areas you got to have certain height, certain depth. So although they have contractors, you just be prepared. If they leave something, you have something prepared and ready. You want to have a flashlight. Some of these properties don't have electricity or anything like that. And then you also want to have a contract, an assignment agreement ready. So if they say, hey, you know what, this property is hot, I want to sign something right now. Hey, you guys can walk to the car, boom, get that signature. Now you got that deal, your buyer locked up, okay? And then you want to know the property. You got to know how many bedrooms, how many bathrooms, the square footage, what's the amenities in the neighborhood. We had to tell a buyer, he wanted to know, hey, are you really sure about the ARV on this property? I said, look, the next block over, when you leave, drive out and drive the next block over, you'll see, $500,000, $600,000 houses. So our ARV is legit. So you want to know the property, you want to know the area, you want to be prepared. And then lastly, you want to communicate with the seller. You want to be that go-between. So while these buyers are walking the property, you want to be communicating with the seller. You want to be talking to the seller, about whatever. You just want to shoot the breeze. That way they're not so focused on what these people in the property are doing. So again, these are the top 7 things that I believe that need to be conducted during a buyer walkthrough. If you know of some other things that I may have overlooked, didn't mention, please leave it in the notes below. And again, if you're looking for additional content, free contracts, everything like that, go to equityrealestateblog.com. That's equityrealestateblog.com. And then also, I'm a seasoned investor. I offer a 15-minute free consultation. The link is below. Get on the phone with me. I can help you, walk you through some deals or talk about some things as far as getting started with wholesaling and investing. And then next, I have something special. We're going to be launching our podcast, the We Love Equity Show podcast. We got some very high level investors that's going to be on there. I have one guy, Jamil Damji. He's closing 50 to 70 deals a month. 50 to 70 deals a month. So you guys want to make sure you tune into that. That's the We Love Equity Real Estate Show. It's Marcus Maloney, man, the Equity King. I'm signing off. You guys have a wonderful week and talk to you next time.